This is Chippy from UMC Portal with the Kohjinsha SK3 UMPC or netbook or convertible netbook or netvertible, whatever you want to call it. Just arrived from Kohjinsha this afternoon. Thanks to Kohjinsha for sending it over. It's a sample. So this is not quite available in the shops yet. I haven't got a release date for it. But what we'll do now is we'll unbox it. I'll give you some details on the specifications, go around the device and see what we can find out about it. As I said, this is the follow-on device to the Kohjinsha SC3, so let's take a closer look. Okay, let me tell you a bit about the device as I unbox it. It's based on the Menlo platform, which is a Silverthorne Atom processor with the pulse mode chipset. This one's 1.3 gigahertz with 1 gig of RAM, 60 gig hard drive. It's got a couple of special features. It's got GPS. It's also got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and a 3 megapixel autofocus webcam, which is actually a first on a device like this. Whether that's going to be usable for photography, we don't know. We'll have a look. It's extremely light at 720, I'm reading the specs, 720 grams, and it's extremely small as well compared to some other devices. So let's quickly get right into it. And there it is. Whoa, that is small. I've got the SC3 to the side of me, and this is much smaller. But we'll put that to the side 1 second and have a quick look in the box, see if there's anything special, because they were advertising a nice leather portfolio case for this device, which made it look, and here it is. And this is the thing I was quite interested in seeing. It's actually a Filofax Filofax unit. What do you call these things? Check this out. This is really cool. So you've got basically Filofax, standard Filofax here, and then the SC3 links in via these here to go here. You basically have a Filofax plus UMPC. This is actually pretty cool. I've never seen that design before, so I'm looking forward to locking that in and seeing how it looks. External GPS antenna. The SC3 had this as well, and it's really worth it. It's a magnetic mounted antenna, really good in the car. This is an external antenna because this has got digital TV built in, but it only works in Japan, so unfortunately this is useless out of Japan. It would be really nice if we could hack the digital TV to be DVB-T compatible in Germany. Power, a very small PSU, and then we've got the tiny lithium polymer battery here. Now this is a change from the SC3, which had lithium ion round cells, and this is a 17 watt battery, just double checking the capacity on it, 17 watt hours, so it's slightly smaller than the 20 watt hour battery on the SC3. There's some manuals in there. There's Grand Map navigation software, but that again is only for the Asian market, so there won't be any navigation software included if you're getting this outside of Japan. So let's just put those to the side here and take a close look. Now in the background I'm just going to put the SC3. Here's the SC3. Now have a look. All this bit at the back is the lithium ion battery, and that doesn't exist on the SK3, which makes it a lot okay, listen, this is super klein, super small. There's the difference in the depth because of the repositioned battery on this. Same width and probably about the same depth as well. So you can see where the changes are there. And in terms of weight, it is noticeably lighter than the SC3. So in converted mode, this is going to make quite a nice little reading device. Battery life we'll have to look at. So let's quickly open this up so you can have a look at it. There it is. Looking very similar to the SC3. Looks like exactly the same keyboard. I was rather hoping for a slightly redesigned keyboard on this. Much nicer looking on the front. Slightly redesigned grills here at the front. Everything there. Let's just go around the device quickly then. So left hand side we've got LAN, 2 USB 2 VGA output, power. Then on the back there's 2 Kensington port holes for the carry handle, or for mounting it into that Filofax case that I showed you a minute ago. We've got the external GPS, I guess this is the external, no, this is the antenna for DVB-T, or no, for the digital TV, which of course is useless here. Then we've got a, okay, there's the external GPS antenna port. We have SD card slot and the Express Card 34 slot, so this is fairly unique on a UMPC. Round the front, RF on off, which is always a good feature to have, so you can switch the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi off. Micro SD card slot, which is something we don't often see on a UMPC, so you can, I assume that's SDHC compatible, so with the SD card slot and the micro SD card slot you can put 64 gigs of flash memory in there, flash storage, so a headphone output, volume rocker and push to mute as on the SK3, and then we've got on, off and lock button here. Let's look at the underside. This is where the battery goes, so this is the advantage of the Menlo platform. The whole PC is actually designed in this side of it, leaving all the space for the battery on the on this side. There's an access port here. That's going to be for a what looks like PCI Express mini slot, so maybe that's where we can put a 3G module. Doesn't seem to be access to the hard drive or the memory without unscrewing the whole device. There's nothing else there. Opening the device up, sorry, let's just check where there on the front, there's the 3 megapixel autofocus camera, unique on a UMPC and on a netbook. Let's hope that that's high quality as well. And I think if I just have a look here, no, what we've got here is another external antenna port. I'm not sure if that's for TV or for GPS. We've got a shutter release button. That's interesting. Shutter release button for the camera, which seems to be a capacitive button, which could be a problem if you accidentally touch it. So I guess the idea is to be using the device like this and then taking pictures like that, but we'll test that out. Up and down switch on the Kohjinshas. This is usually a multifunction switch that can either do brightness or volume. Then we've got the front facing camera here, which I think is probably 0.3 or 1.3 megapixels. Stereo speakers on the front. Let's take the plastic off here. So there's the mouse pad, mouse buttons, nice and soft, extremely small keyboard. This is really a pecking keyboard, or as I use on the SC3, a thumb typing keyboard when you're standing up. That's the idea with this. On the front there's a bunch of lamps as well, and that is about it. I'm looking for a stylus. I don't see a stylus on this, although, wait a second, there it is. There's the stylus, good. So let's try and put the battery in, switch this on, see if we can have a quick look at it booted up. So before we switch the SK3 on, I've actually put it into the portfolio case here. Now people are either going to love or hate this. Personally, I think it's great to see these ideas. It is extremely small, and I have seen people walking around with bigger portfolios than this that only contain paper. So check this out. This is what they've done. Using those two Kensington port locks, it just locks into a little handle inside. Let's do it the right way around. So it works like that. So the idea is that you could actually, this says swiveling the screen, work with it like that. Why? I don't know why really you'd want your personal agenda on paper when you got your PC, but having said that, I know there's a lot of people that still use paper, and this is a nice case anyway, so yeah, like I say, people are either going to love this or hate this or laugh at it, which I suspect we'll see on some blogs later today when I post this video. Let's switch it on. I've put the battery in, and I'll just quickly undo it from the device. It's fairly easy to pull out. So this one should be running Windows XP, which is definitely recommended on these 1.3 gigahertz Menlo based devices. Windows 7 should run on this as well. I've had Windows 7 running on the Kohjinsha SK3, and all the tablet features work on that as well, which makes it really nice. Booting up now into XP, as I said, 1GB RAM, 60GB hard drive. I would have liked to have seen a fast SSD in this, but maybe that's coming as an option. And this is first boot, so let me just turn the cam off. We'll come back when that's booted. Okay, we're booted up into Windows XP now to find that we've got a Japanese build of Windows XP, which doesn't make my life easy. But a couple of things I can quickly tell you. It's a soft touch screen. Trying to work out if there's any palm. Yeah, maybe there's some palm resistance on it, which would really help with the tablet use. Soft touch, very light soft touch actually. Very bright screen as well, as typical with Kohjinsha. The brightness goes very high. It's extremely sharp because of the glossy finish as well. And XP seems to be fairly swift on this, despite it being a hard drive unit. Of course, having a Japanese build here really doesn't help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close off the video here, and so I've got auto rotate. It's got a kind of auto rotate on it. When you turn the screen, it detects and then rotates correctly, but it hasn't got a accelerometer in it, so it's not auto rotating. Basically it's switching the screen. So anyway, let's just leave the video there. Come back to umpcportal.com, where I'll be doing some testing on the SK3 over the next week or so. We'll try and get that Japanese build of XP changed to English, and then do some tests to see battery life and performance. Initial impressions are that this is pretty small. Actually, it's exactly the sort of thing that people wanted in the round digital Everon Note. This is a much better build quality. The hinge is really solid, screen is really bright, keyboard not quite as good as the round digital Everon Note, but you've got some great features on here, like the Ethernet port built in, SD, micro SD, GPS, and this port on the back, which we'll investigate. I understand that could be a PCI Express Mini. Whether there's an antenna pre-built for 3G, I don't know yet, but we'll test that out. So thanks for watching. Chippy from umpcportal.com with the Kohjinsha SK3 UMPC or netbook. You make your own mind up what you think this is, and stay tuned for more about that soon on umpcportal.com. Thanks for watching.